Facebook Live into liking our speakers. Maybe. What is the deal?
What's that?
My sponsor.
I think he'll ask you that question. So just talk about how you got into it and how it all started.
All right. Well, there's no toe. So I get to read all of our sponsors tonight. I never do this. So hopefully, Kasey, I do this right. So Morning Sun Marketplace with Rick and Sue Fritz out of Thomasville, Pennsylvania. Hawk Wings out of Jackson, Minnesota. Any kind of wings that you need, they make them. My Race Pass. Plain and simple, if you're anything to do with racing, you got to have My Race Pass. It doesn't matter if it's go-karts. You use My Race Pass all the time. Yep. All the way up to body cars, sprint cars. It doesn't matter. United States, Australia, everywhere. Kaiser Wheels right over in Orange City, Alton, Iowa. I probably should say Alton. Be Wiser by Kaiser. Kudum Auto Sales, new sponsors this year, along with RK Insulation, both out of Inwood. These guys are out of Inwood, so they probably know both of them. Houston Speedway, Mother's Day is right around the corner. Be racing in no time. Folkens Brothers Trucking. Lucky Tobe is in Las Vegas right now with Steve Folkens with Gord. They stopped in Colorado Springs and then went there, and he's already there at the track waiting for the races to take place tomorrow. Start to finish, Power Eye, Port City, just to name a few, but that's a streaming service with a ton of races. Hero Haven, thanks for all that they do for our veterans, first responders. And then Lumber Lounge and Garage, Bent's Racing with Shane and Snow. Should we see if we're live, Kasey? We are live. There you are. All right, here we go. Hey, we're back at Hoagie's Garage, and we're lucky enough to have people in-house again tonight. We love having guys in-house. I'm just going to first start by saying who you are. We'll start with you, Kasey.
Kasey Scholten.
Kenny Scholten.
Chad Evans.
All right, and we're mainly going to be talking a little bit here with Kasey with his go-kart racing that he's done the last few years and some plans going forward. But then we're going to find out why these other two are here. Obviously a dad, but then how Chad fits into this whole picture. I think it's really cool how this all has come together for Kasey, and we'll see what their racing background is and how that's helped Kasey get to where he's at right now. So just to start, Kasey, how did you get started?
So it was like 2 years ago. Chad was racing with his daughter, and we thought it was a good idea for me to try it and see if I liked it. So we went to that first race, and then that race went good, and I seemed to catch on to it right away. So after that, we got our own cart and stuff, and then started racing points for Cherokee, which is Key Kart Speedway, and then raced Pluses, which is in Hartley, Iowa. And that first year went good, won the fourth race out, and then just went off of that and started winning a little more that year. And then this past year, we did points again and ran Cherokee. And
I might have you move over a little bit in front of this one. There
and
you
then
go.
didn't lose a race that time. So
at Key, the whole year, you never lost a feature.
No.
Was it 7 for 7?
7 for 7.
That's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And then how'd Pluses go?
Pluses, we had some motor trouble and kart trouble, so we lost 3 races there, but otherwise we won the rest of those. And just looking forward to this year and what this year brings.
All right. Well, we'll probably get into this year here a little bit later. All right. when you guys talk, I don't know, I might turn this to you. I have a really nice loud voice. Kasey was a little soft, but I like making sure I get it picked up onto the podcast part of it also. So, Chad, I think I'm going to start with you. How has go-kart been part of your life? It's been a big part of your life. So I want to know how it's all been a part of it.
Yeah, I started back in '85. My dad came home with a go-kart, and we kind of like, what's this? And, you know, he goes, well, I think we're going to try our hands in it. And, you know, me and my brother, or one go-kart, two brothers. So it's kind of like, well, what are we going to do here? So I got to race one heat. He got to race one heat. And whoever did the best in the heat race got to race the feature.
Ooh, little competition between the brothers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And find out real fast that wasn't real fair, you know, because we inverted.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Somebody gets start, you know, forward, somebody can start in the back, you know, and then Dad ended up coming home with another one, and it was kind of, you know, history from there. It just kept racing for a long time, did local tracks, you know, got good at that. Just kept, like Kasey's doing right now, you know, hitting the points, you know, local tracks, trying to be a track champion, you know, get that under your belt. And then eventually from there, we kind of started traveling a little more, and then traveling a little more. I've raced from Lebanon, Oregon, to Poughkeepsie, New York, to Minden, Louisiana, to Scottsdale, Arizona, to all over the country. So, I mean, that was just what our family did. You know, we were all together, we had a good time, and we just hit a lot of the big races.
So how many years did you race, do you think?
'08 was my last year. I kind of had to call her quits, you know, just raising a family, trying to figure out this and that and stuff. So, yeah, '85 to '08, was that 23 years, something like that? So, yeah, I mean.
How successful were you?
I think I was pretty successful. I mean, I got 6 national championships. I won the IKF Grand National Championship in '05 up in Pipestone, Minnesota. And then I got 2 kart championships, which I won down in Stanton, Nebraska. And then I won 3 WKA championships. So a lot of second and thirds, too. A lot. Yeah.
So, you know, for a guy that doesn't know, is this all, was when the more you moved up, is that become all road courses? All oval?
This was all dirt oval. Yep.
All dirt oval.
I did some asphalt racing down at Marshalltown, which is a blast. I did some street racing, and that's wicked. Very wicked. But, yeah, I mean, it's just what we did. I mean, if there was a race, we could do it. Karts are a little different today than they are back then. You know, we were straight up frames back then. Now everything's transitioned to offset. So, you know, left side weight and stuff like that. So a lot of things have changed since now. But I've kept up with it, you know, just because I got out in '08 didn't mean I just left it totally.
Yeah. I
had guys call me, ask if I'd come wrench for them, if I'd help them. You know, I got picked up at Canton exit a lot. And said, hey, you're coming with me for the weekend. I'm going to hire you to help me. And, yeah, I had fun with that. And then eventually my daughters got old enough, and, yeah, we kind of got back into it a little bit. And then, yeah, these guys knocked on my door, and here we are.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, your daughter's not racing this year because...
My oldest daughter, Addison, she's going to have a baby in July. So pretty excited about that. That'll be my 4th grandkid. So, yeah, couldn't be more happy. And my other one's in college, which, yeah, she needs to concentrate on that.
That's pretty awesome. Again, for not knowing, how fast does a go-kart go when you raced it? I mean, when you were racing for titles and stuff, how fast are you going? I have no clue.
The best I can describe it is down in Winfield, Kansas, was a real good go-kart track, probably about a 5th mile. We ran an animal motor back then, that was by Briggs & Stratton, and I qualified outside pole right at, I think it was 65.8 mile an hour. So, yeah, you're humming.
And when you're like an inch off the ground.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, that's a whole new level.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it is. Things
you know,
happen fast.
Tobe will bring up that he's raced go-karts out at Fulkins. I jumped on one time out there.
Yep.
That's all I was allowed to do. But it's just amazing when you're that low to the ground, how much faster it feels like you're moving. Yeah. So you could be going 10 miles an hour and you swear you get off there. I was going 25, 30, you know, so.
I mean, earlier in my days, it was all open. I mean, you had little Nerf bars, and if you put a tire where you wasn't supposed to, you go asshole over appetite, flipping. You know, now we got full bodies and stuff. They're trying to, you know, safety side things and stuff like that. But, yeah, from when I started to now, it's totally different. Yeah.
So what kind of seat belts did you have?
There are none.
You had
no. They actually find out it's safer if you get thrown from the go-kart instead of staying with it. You're going to get injured more if you stay with the go-kart.
Yep.
Instead of if you do flip, you know, hopefully, you know, I broke a collarbone and wrist already in my day down 89, I think, at the Newton Nationals. There's a wall all the way around it, kind of like Huset's.
Yep.
And a person got underneath me, flipped me. I snapped my wrist and then hit the wall and broke my collarbone and stuff like that. So
I'm trying to think. I think it's Sean Thomas down in Pella. He has Mario's Andretti's first like sprint car, and that is, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's basically just a skinny thing. And he was saying the same thing. Guys preferred to be thrown out. If they crashed.
Yep.
And I don't even know how you would get thrown out of this, because the only thing you see is it's almost like getting in an Indy car, because their whole body was in those things. Yeah. You know, it's not like sprint cars at all right now.
You don't always get thrown out of it, but yeah, you hope to get ejected and then.
Do you have seat belts today?
No.
No seat belts yet.
No. What we're running is a flat cart. So I mean, it's not a cage cart or anything that's getting more popular around this area or whatever, but no, we're running a flat cart. So yeah, it's a seat and that's all you get. So you get a helmet.
Yeah.
So
you still have the safety stuff, you know, helmet, neck brace. You know,
take a pair of shoulder pads from school.
It's too much weight.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. So Kenny, talk to us a little bit about what your racing careers looked like.
So my racing career, I mean, I would go back to where my mom and dad took me to Houston Speedway when I was a kid, younger than Kasey. So I sat in the grandstands and I pretty much told myself I'm going to be out on the track someday, you know. And financially, not possible what we were doing, you know, whatever. And when it came up or whatever, I think it was like 2006, 2007. I had a guy in Inwood, had a street stock. And him and his son just didn't like it. They built it, didn't like it. And I think I hot lapped, I would say a couple times for a couple guys pitting in Rocky. They're like, go ahead and get in it, hot lap it. Well, once you get the feel of it, it's like, well, street stock I got in it towards the end of that 1 year, and we brought it out to Hartford. And yeah. Don't care what you're doing. It was a blast, right? So we got to race it a couple times towards the end of the year in August, whatever, and then I was pretty well like this. I'm going to do this. Didn't know how we were going to do it, you know. Didn't know nothing about it. I didn't grow up on a racing family. I just watched it. I just knew that's what I wanted to do, and opportunity actually came from right in Inwood. Steve Arndt. His daughter had a B mod back then, and we bought it. And we had no idea what we were doing. We just knew it was a race car and it was legal. So
let's go
doing
fast.
some circles. Let's go.
So it's kind of ironic, but I mean, this thing had leaf spring suspension on the rear. Well, we didn't know any better, you know. So we go to the track with it the first year and got a motor from a couple other buddies. We had no idea about rules. We just like, here, it's a motor, put it in there, you know. And that's all we did. my whole racing career is based off of people just helping me. And I remember going to the track, and you go into turn one, and you're like, oh, this is going to turn, and it doesn't. You know, and they have that, you know, drives like a dump truck. That's what it did. It went right off corner two. I mean, it would not turn. And I just remember a lot of guys like Nick Binoff, Darren Cordos, just like, hey, you need some help. You know, because all you're doing is wrecking stuff and you're wrecking other people. But one thing that I did when I did start is I started in the back. You know, because when you start in the back, you finish last, you always get the pull. You know, that back, and then you always got the invert. I never took it. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable enough doing that, you know?
Yep.
And we wrecked some stuff, spent a lot of money, and it was whatever. And I never wanted to give up. I was like, I want to figure this out. Well, we had that leaf spring car, and nobody else had one. Well, we raced at Hartford quite a bit. It's a forgiving track. I'm going to say it's a beginner. I mean, it's an easy track to learn on. It's way better than Houston. It's easier than Rock Rapids, but it was always wet and rough, and that leaf spring car could just go through the corners. So we raced that car 1.5 or 2 more years, and we just kept digging and digging and digging. You know, bought a set of scales, just wouldn't give up. And then the first year I ran that car, towards the end of the year, we won a race. You know, I felt comfortable enough to start up front and finish first or whatever. Well, then you're hooked, you know.
Yep.
And after that, it just snowballed into buying race trailers, you know, a trucking company that I got. You have a semi, we end up buying stackers. I mean, it was just, all I did was drive truck during the week, haul livestock, and come home and
Race on the weekends.
And there's so many guys I got to thank out of my racing career, because there was guys back at home wrenching on my car in the shop
while you were trucking.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just unbelievable how it turned out. But, you know, we got into the second year, started getting some sponsors. One of my huge sponsors that helped me probably the most was Schoenemann's up in Sioux Falls. And the pit guys that stuck around with me, you know, Adam Kroger, Buck, Mike Rosenbaum. I mean, I'm telling you, Jeremy Rosenbaum, Cousins. It was crazy. I was never around. I mean, I was always trucking during the week. So, and then, we turned probably 4 or 5 years into B-Mod racing and picked up a lot of feature wins in Hartford at I-90. But I think we got 3 or 4 wins at Houston. So, could never figure out Rocky. So, but we always raced, and I think it was 2009, 2010. One of them years we raced Rock Rapids, Hartford, and Houston's 3 nights, and we never missed a night.
Really?
We were putting motors in Saturday morning, Sunday morning. We were fixing stuff. You get caught up in a wreck. We had spare motors. By that time, we had all the parts. You know, I mean, it was a lot of work, but I don't regret one bit of it. I mean, It was my dream, you know. And like I said, when I was sitting in that stands when I was a kid, younger than Kasey, with my mom and dad at Houston's, I was like, I'm going to race there and I'm going to win. And when we got that done, that was one of the coolest things ever. So,
that's awesome. Biggest win?
Yeah, Houston's. I mean, there's a topless show in Hartford that was cool. Paid more money, you know, $500. You know, we raced for $200 every night, but $200 won't cover the beer that we drank.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, especially knowing you guys a little bit.
When we made $500, like, holy cow, we can buy a tire, you know. So, no,
I thought you were going to say a keg or something like that. I didn't know where you were going to go.
No, I would say the first time winning at Houston's in front of my mom and dad is probably the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, something you dreamt of, you know.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when I was a kid. And, I mean, if my mom and dad would go to Houston's and not take me, it was not good. I was pissed off like all the time.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be there. So
Was that first win at Houston's? Was that on Mother's Day or not?
I tried to look back. I'm not a history buff. I thought it was, but I don't know. I know the first time I won there, my mom and dad have the trophy at the house. I gave it to them, so
That's
it was that
awesome.
important to me. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Let's see. Is there anything else I needed to ask you? I don't think so. I mean, maybe. We'll see.
One thing about Case, and he might be a little nervous in front of all you guys, but the one thing he did mention is the first year that he went out was Rookie of the Year that he got at Keycart, and that's a big honor. And Rookie of the Year does not come with the class; it comes from all 10 classes.
Oh,
So out of all different carts, different classes, whatever, he got the Rookie of the Year.
that's really cool.
And he when he got in the seat, he was, you could tell me and Chad were like, we're gonna have to work at this, you know. So,
Get the checkbook out, Dad.
so and then when he got that after 2 years ago, last year, I mean, our main commitment was to go out and, I mean, you want to win every race, but you never know how racing's going to go. So, I mean, his 2 track championships that he had last year are huge accomplishments for all of us standing right here. I mean, there's a lot of work for Chad, me, him. I mean, you got to have the work that we're doing during the week. I mean, I'm telling you, I used to race big cars. Chad's always been in go-karts, but the work that you do during the week, it pays off in the end. And that's what I've seen out of...
It's where you win your races.
Yeah, absolutely, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely. So before I get into a little bit the future with Kasey here, what's the teamwork like between you two helping him out? I mean, are you both giving him racing strategy things, or are you doing it more because you've done the go-kart thing, or what how do you two work to help him out?
You want to start?
Yeah, I'll start. I would say, from the get-go, it was kind of a coaching deal on my part, kind of knowing, okay, this is what you need to expect, this is what we're looking for, stuff like that. Like I said, Kasey holds a good wheel, and we noticed that right off the bat, and it was just a matter of understanding the geometry of the go-karts, because that's what go-karting is. It's geometry. And then putting the right 4 tires.
How's your geometry?
we all said that the other way.
Mine's awful.
But we found a good baseline with Kasey, and then kind of worked with it. And then there was times that you just, as a, I don't know, I guess kind of call me a coach, crew chief type guy.
Yep.
You pick points, and it's like, okay, we'll go back and watch video and say, at this point, maybe you should have done this, maybe you should have done that. Don't be afraid to ride behind him until you have your move, Yep. So a lot of coaching and stuff like that. But during the week, I mean, I do a lot. I'm in there every night working on tires, making sure everything's good and stuff. They come over, we work, getting Kasey to understand, working on it, what that means.
Yep.
It's not just jumping in the seat and taking the glory when you take a checkered flag. No, there's a lot to it, and understand it. And when you do start to understand it, you appreciate that stuff more.
How much? Sorry, I'm jumping in before
That's
you
all
have a
right.
chance to
That's all
answer.
good.
How much can you adjust on the go-kart? I mean, how much? I mean, if he needs to be able to turn better,
Yep.
what can you guys do?
Well, stagger's one.
Okay.
Obviously, get your stagger, and then you can widen your tires out in the rear. A lot of times, I like to stay, with what we got. We may tweak it here. I mean, we're talking sometimes an eighth of an
just
inch.
spacers. Yeah.
And then you got your front end geometry. So you get your caster and your camber, stuff like that. So, but we were fortunate enough, we had a 2015 Triton Junior. We ended up buying, found that good baseline, got the cart settled down. Kasey, keep it straight. And then it was a matter of him coming back in and saying, hey, I need a little bit of this or I need a little bit of that. And I didn't like this, because I might be trying some new things,
Absolutely.
And yeah, it's just feedback. And I think since we started, the feedback and stuff, and we can understand each other better, chemistry's a little better, and then, yeah, Dad will put his 2 cents in when he needs to.
Yeah. Well, Kasey's going to tell you right now that it's the pickup rides. When we first started, you want to do good, but at the same time, me and Chad know what it takes, right? And you're talking to a kid that he's just having fun. And you want to keep having fun, but we want to keep learning at the same time, right? So that was my biggest thing. I guess with him, it's like,
we had a moment there. We had a moment there for a while that I wanted to keep, going and doing this and that. And him and I looked at each other like, we need to back up.
Because
we need to back up.
That's probably the one thing that I learned the most when I was racing. We wanted so much, and I wanted so much out of my crew. And you once you got that win, and then once you show up the track, everybody wanted to beat you. Nobody likes a winner, right?
That's right.
So
Well, Donnie Schatz.
they don't.
Everybody was kind of sick of Donnie Schatz
it's
until all of a
crazy.
sudden he lost his ride. And,
Yeah.
and I shouldn't say everybody. I'm blowing that out of proportion.
Yeah.
But
Right,
now, I mean, in here, Donnie Schatz wins the other night for the
Absolutely.
first
Right.
time in 2 years. And we're all freaking going nuts for him.
Absolutely.
And 2 years ago, we wouldn't have probably been doing that much,
Yeah, And I
So,
keep telling Kasey that. I said that's probably the one thing that ended my racing career is what we actually, I wasn't having fun. And I was like, I got to get out of this because we turned fun into work, and then it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't fun for the crews to come in and work all night. It was just not fun. And I probably tell him the most on our pickup rides, like, we got to have fun. And there's times that me and Chad just sit in our garage like, Chad, we're dealing with a 13-year-old kid or a 14-year-old kid. Like, we got to have fun. We want to win. Don't get us wrong. We love winning. But at the same time, if we don't make this fun, we burn him out, we burn ourselves out, and it's not fun no more.
Yep, absolutely.
So I think that's, I would say, to answer your question on how me and Chad chemistry, I understand the carts. I don't know nothing about a cart when I stepped into Chad's garage, but I understand how to make a big car, go around the corner. It's the same thing. You don't have shocks, you don't have springs, but it's the same thing. You just get the weight, you get your crosses, you get to work with your driver, you watch him, how he drives, you set the car up for the driver. And I think that's where Chad
Got to have a set of scales because you're going to be on it,
Chad
trying to find that out.
Chad does all his work with the tires, and I'm always with him. Just like, give us 100%,
Yeah.
so we know what to do with that.
Yep.
Because we can't make it go fast if he's not doing his job. I mean,
Yep.
that's the crazy part about racing, and it doesn't matter if it's in a go kart. And I think any guys around a sprint car to NASCAR would all say the same thing. You got to have the chemistry with your whole team. And once that gets clicking, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I kind of go back. We've interviewed so many different drivers and heard so many different stories. I remember Shane Liebig talking about Ryan Timms and, how they're coming together all kind of happened. And then the very first night, I can't remember where they were. To me, PA's ringing a bell. I don't know if it was Port Royal or where it was, but he was in one of the corners watching him. And he goes to his partner, says, I think he just ran quick time. And sure enough, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's about how you can relate.
Mm-hmm.
And, Tim's and Shane have just always been able to, I think Shane has a great knack for how to set up a car, but I think Ryan's able to tell him what he needs or what he needs more out of that car.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, so that is huge, being able to, and I assume you feel very comfortable
Yes.
with both these guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen it night and night where he'll run a heat race and be like, oh no, that don't seem right, and then we'll make a few adjustments, and then you can just watch it through the corner, and we're like, all right, now we're good.
Yeah.
And it's, he has to do his part. Kasey has to do his part. We all have to do our part. But once all those things, I still remember a story back when I was racing. My dad came down the pits as I-90. He's like, boy, that looked easy. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, your arm was just laying on the deck. You're just driving with one hand. And I won that race or whatever. And I said, you could get in that our car right now tonight or any other night. The way it was with the track and everything with dirt, anybody could have drove it.
Yeah.
Because when you get everything just right, it's racing so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of work.
You got to get there. You got to find a way to get to that.
It's a lot of work to get to that.
Problem
Absolutely.
is you want that every night.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
That's where you want to be there every night.
Yeah, that was in football terms. That was second half of Underwood.
Yep.
When we just scored, I don't know how many points in a matter of heartbeat. So,
Yeah.
So what's the plan this year, Kasey? I'm gonna have you move over just a little bit and talk into this. Our nice little. What is this? Nutty Pete? What is this?
Looks
again?
like a
I can't.
Care Bears
I'm drawing a blank on what
There's
that's.
something.
They're nut butter. God, I couldn't think of it. I was drawing blank. But what is the plan this year? What are you gonna do different?
So we plan on moving up to Junior 2, which is one of the faster classes, and running the Midwest Maxis Series, which is 5 months in 1 weekend out of each month. And then just after those, make sure we hit those, and then if we have any fair races or closer races at Cherokee or Hartley, hit those, and then hit Blue Earth a lot because we went there once 2 years ago, our first year, and I like that a lot. It's a bigger track, and it's just, you go a lot faster. It's a lot funner.
Yeah, you got a good story to tell about that, don't you?
You should tell
What
that
happened
story.
there?
Yeah, you
I
should.
can say it or your
Yeah,
dad.
You should tell the story. First time you were there.
It was, hot laps went good, felt fast. We had 2 heat races. The first heat race was, I was going, you could say, way too fast, and I got DQ'd for spinning people out because I'd come into the corner and I didn't hit the brake, and I hit them, and then they spun
They
out.
got out of your way.
Yeah.
Hey.
He got his first black flag.
Yep.
There you
And
go.
He was not happy.
Has
about
No. Got
Has
his
to come
first
at some
black
point.
flag,
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was proud. It was like, yep, we hit it good.
And then the second heat race went good. I ended up winning that one, and then
Did you still hit people out of the way?
no, I actually started hitting the brakes that time.
There you go.
And then the feature, it kind of sucks, but I was leading it, and then ended up getting a flat tire. And then
Oh,
took
who's
me
the
out.
tire guy again?
All of us there.
No, the tire slid in and
Oh yeah.
it was rubbing on the frame, and it got so hot, it ruined the wheel, and then it got so hot it melted the inside of the bead of the tire, and then it went flat.
Does that any of that heat transfer over to you? Did you feel any of that
No,
on the
I
side
just-
at all? No,
I was
not
going,
close
and
enough.
then the next lap, it just felt a lot slower, and then I started to get past, and then
Yeah.
I just pulled off.
Yeah, you bet, you bet. So what's this Midwest Touring Series that he's talking about?
Chad can probably talk a little bit more into depth. I've never done it before. He's done it with his nephew and stuff like that, But the Midwest Maxis, Maxis is the tire brand that we run.
Okay.
So, they run their own series. Of course, they're all over the nation, right? I mean, the Maxis tire is huge in the go-karts and whatever, but they run a Midwest series up here. So, I think our first one's up there in Minnesota. I can't remember. I know that's like May 15. We're going to be
Atwater,
out
I think.
at Water. We're going to be Newton, Iowa, down there. We're going to be up in Cedar Lake, Wisconsin, Brookings, South Dakota, and then what they call their end of the year Max Daddy is what they call it. That's going to be in Fairbury, Illinois. So that's what we're committed to. Like Kasey said, we're not just that. I mean, that's only 5 weekends out of the summer. I mean, we're going to pick up here. Cedar Lake has one coming up here April 11.
10 and 11.
10 and 11. It's an indoor one up there.
Oh,
indoor.
awesome.
So we got a brand new cart this year. We got to shake it down. We have no idea what this thing's going to do, right? I mean, hopefully it'll go around.
We got to get our new baseline.
Absolutely.
We got a different motor. You know, everything's just different. So we got to get him comfortable in the seat before we hit May 15 or 14. So, yeah, we're going to try to hit up there. I don't know that April 25th, actually his birthday, is the Frostbuster in Blue Earth, Golden Spike Speedway. So hopefully we can, weather permitting, those are all outside, So hopefully we can get 2, 3, 4 races in before we get to that national level. But you're talking what he was doing the last 2 years on Junior Predator. And what that means is it's a Predator motor that you can go buy from Harbor Freight for $250. You bolt it on your go-kart, you put a restrictor plate in it, and that's how everybody gets that. That's all you get. And now we're going to bigger motors, different clutches, different chassis, and we're racing probably, I don't know, Chad, you'd have to, I've never been to one, but 25 to 30 kids, and on the national side, you're going to see kids from all over.
This is the national level.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
This is.
You ready for this?
I hope so.
He better be.
I hope he is, because we're kind of all in right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was nowhere else to go. We could race Junior 2 around locally, but with his age, he can't race Junior Predator anymore. He has to go out and jump into adults. Well, he's only got 1 year to go into this Junior 2. Depending on where his birthday lands or whatever. So we got 1 year. Otherwise, next year he's going to be 16, and then we got to be adult stuff, which I'm not saying he can and cannot do, but Junior 2 is in an age group. So he's in a 3-year window of some kids that are the same age.
12 to 15.
Absolutely.
So that's what we're trying to do. He's turning 15 here in a month or month and a half, and I mean, that's what we're trying to do this year, is maximize on his age plus his talent. I mean, I don't think me and Chad would do any of this. I know I would not. He can hold a wheel, and that's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And we want to. Nothing with racing is going to go anywhere unless you push yourself to the next limit.
Absolutely.
I mean, he went off last year winning. We keep telling him, like, on these pickup rides, like, you never know when your next win's going to come.
That's right.
And you don't.
No.
And the one thing that I've always said to him is, and me and Chad, we've had a little tough time with that, is he has to learn how to lose the right way, right?
Yeah.
Sportsmanship. That was one thing that we struggled with Kasey, is like, he didn't like it. You get out of the cart, throw his helmet and stuff, and that doesn't work for us.
I never saw that in PE class.
But that,
Or did I?
yeah. I'm not saying the fire's right, but you race against competitors that don't deserve that.
Yeah.
That's one thing I love about racing. You can have the highs and lows in one weekend.
Yep.
And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
By
Absolutely.
far, the toughest class is what he's going to jump into. And I'm talking even the adults.
Yeah.
The adults, that ranges from 15 to
Whatever.
whatever.
Yep.
But that Junior 2 class it's something else.
Yeah.
And if we can get competitive, which I think we can,
We will.
and we'll get there. It may take a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, for him to understand some things and, speed wise, closing speed, all that kind of stuff. But once we get there, I think will we win? I hope so, but let's knock off some top fives.
Yep.
Just work on them top fives. And then them wins.
One will come if you
Them
get,
wins will come.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Absolutely. long-term goal?
Uh,
Is there sprint cars in the future? That will really hit Dad's pocketbook.
hopefully, yes, after this goes, and hopefully this year goes good, and maybe go into adults next year, and after that, hopefully end up in a 305. But, yeah.
As you look at Dad.
Yeah, I always wanted to be in a World of Outlaw sprint car driver too. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No, I mean, hey, I like I said, I won't not take away from his dreams. Like I told you before, I sat in the stands. I wanted to be on track, and yeah, it took till I was 30 years old to get a win at Usage, but you did it, you know. So I always keep telling him, what do you want to do? Where do you want to take this? You know, and it's important to have that.
Yep, absolutely,
So.
absolutely. What's your number, and why do you have that number?
My number is 9K, and that's what my dad had. And the reason he had it was they went to the track, or when they bought that car, they went to the track, and it was number 9, and then there was 2 number 9s, so they asked him to change it, so he put a K in front of it. And then it just relates because it's,
Behind it.
oh yeah, behind it. And then it relates to Kenny and Kasey. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 9 for any reason, or was that
No
car
idea.
just number 9?
No, it goes back to that story when I bought that or got that street stock, and that was number 9. And yeah, I was back in the day where you used to race motocross and demolition derby or whatever. My number was always 16. I don't know why, you know. And I had that car, and I liked the. I think it was probably to be honest with you, is that 9 had the same kick or the same angles like Kasey Kane did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like, yeah, I like that look, and yeah, we put it on my B mod the first year, and well, there's another 9 here, so then it's like, well, I maybe did an X or black tape or gray tape or whatever. Then the next week there's another 9 there, and I'm like, was there a 9K? Like, no. I'm like, well, just make me 9K.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Absolutely.
it was nothing to do with family or anything like that. It was just, I think, to be honest with you, just the way the 9 is and with the K behind it, just we liked it. And went with
Absolutely.
it. Nobody else had it, finally.
Well, 9's my favorite number, so that's kind of cool.
There you go.
Sponsors. Do you have sponsors?
Yes,
Say them nice and loud.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so our last year's sponsors were Highway 18 Ranch, Jaeger Egg Supply, BGL Livestock Trucking, Dars Bar, Vanessa Repair, Elite Demo, A&R Industries, The Bee Garden, Inwood Furniture, and CFE Tire Solutions. And then this year so far we have Highway 18 Ranch, BGL Livestock Trucking, Dars Bar, The Bee Garden, DJ and Tracy Dammer, and Jaeger Egg Supply. And then we are still looking for sponsors if anyone would like to help us.
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome. And they can reach out to you guys, just Facebook or whichever.
Yeah, Facebook or whatever. Casey's got his 9K Scholten Racing's on Facebook or whatever. That's where, if you want to follow that or watch him, most of his races, heat races, stuff like that are all live. You know, so you can go back on there and look on that. Get a hold of me directly, you know. But like I said, one thing that I'm trying to do is, as far as a dad, is I'm trying to get Kasey more involved in this. I did that stuff.
Yep.
I asked, you know, I want him to sit down with these guys and show him
It's not fun.
what it takes. It's not
I
fun.
I
but-
hate asking for money. So I do that with our sponsors. You know, I
Yeah.
have some on there. And
Absolutely.
I'm terrible with how long I've had them, you know, because we do a 3-month and a full year type deal. And, you know, I'm not good at it, and I hate asking for people for money. I've been lucky enough the last couple, they've actually, you know, we had a one night sponsor out of the blue. I'm like, I don't know what to ask. If you want to sponsor one night, just give me something and we'll go that route, you know. So, but, you know, it's a racing thing, and racing costs money. So
And it
that's what
doesn't-
you got to remember.
And it none of it, all of the sponsors that helped last year, it helps just with fuel. I mean, just tires. Just the little bit of expense that goes into what we're trying to do for him, and I mean, it's great for the people that you have, and when they can come there and cheer you on, it's that much more special too. So,
You bet. All right. Well, if there's anything else we need to talk about, make sure we mention it at the end. But otherwise, we're going to hit the rapid fire here. All right. Okay. We're just going to go right down the line. All right. Favorite kind of ice cream?
Strawberry.
hey, yeah, you picked mine. I'll do strawberry too.
Vanilla.
All right. Are you a cat or dog person?
Dog person.
Neither.
Dog.
All right. Do you have any hobbies other than racing?
Hanging out with friends and family. That's a main one.
Anything to get me away from this. Hunting, fishing, ice fishing, love it. Golfing. Anything else than just staying busy at racing. So
Yeah.
it's been. We used to go camping and all that stuff. Anything outdoors anymore. It's nice being with family and so.
Took my keyword, outdoors.
Outdoors, I agree. I hate being inside, especially when it's nice outside.
Yep.
Okay, probably the toughest one. If you can't think of one, it's no big deal. You have a favorite movie?
Talladega Nights.
Days of Thunder.
Days of Thunder.
Yeah, mine's Cars. I just like Cars.
That's a good one too.
All right, do you prefer snow or rain?
Probably snow.
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 Sounds like this weekend, from what I saw, if you add things together,
Yeah.
it could be
We
like
need
4 to
the
8
moisture.
inches.
We can use some moisture.
We need moisture.
Yes,
I
we
saw
do.
Wednesday it's back up to 60, so
Yeah.
it should go in the ground. So,
Mm-hmm.
if you're stranded on an island, what kind of music do you like? What would you want to listen to? You can rock, country, or if you have a specific one.
Like 2000s country music.
Okay,
Yeah. Anything AC/DC.
there you go.
Christian music.
There you go. You have a favorite place to go out to eat?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
I don't know. I don't know. Texas Roadhouse.
Boy. I'm gonna go to the Brazilian restaurant.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I've never been there.
Oh, it's great.
I heard
Yep.
they just kind of walk around. And
I hate pineapple, but the way they make it with the brown sugar, I can eat the shit out of it.
This isn't for you, but you get to listen. How many speeding tickets do you have? Former racers here, so
How do you know you don't have one yet?
well, I hope he
Yeah.
doesn't
I
have one.
don't.
Talking on the way here, he's got a pretty good story. So
Yeah.
Did you get out of one?
I would say probably only 5 or 6. I don't know.
More when you were younger?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And probably when I was younger driving truck, it was a lot worse too. But now anymore, yeah,
Just
yeah,
this
it
is
don't
what I'm
matter.
going.
Yeah, it's you don't get there any faster.
No.
I'd say 3 or 4. Way, when I was way younger. Now I just set the cruise.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's easy. Set the cruise, let it go.
Every once in a while I don't, and then I look down and I'm like, oh Christ.
Yeah. Yep.
What's the fastest you've ever gone in a car, being in like the back seat or passenger seat?
Probably like 70 or 80.
Okay.
So we were talking about this on the way up here, Ed. So I don't know for sure, but I know it's 160 or 165 on 2 wheels on a crotch rocket, and it scared the crap out of me. So, but we were talking on the way here. I was like, yeah, I think I'm up there a ways.
Yeah. Mine was an F1 Yamaha crotch rocket, 155. And then after that, I couldn't see anymore. I had to let off throttle. I got to be able to see.
No helmet.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was just right.
Yeah. Buddy stopped over and it's like, hey, that's pretty cool, And he's like, let me take it for a spin. And yeah.
Sounds like a common theme around here because I got on Mike Botz's and I was not even to the cemetery yet. I was in second gear,
Yeah.
and I've driven other motorcycles, the Shadows and stuff like that, and you're just on them to get them to go 55, And I looked down, I was going 85 in second gear.
Yep.
I just turned around and went back. I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. This
One
is
that I was on is Canton Cruise Night, and that buddy let me jump on it. I know third gear, the front wheel came off the ground. I kept going.
yeah. Oh,
That's
it's
crazy.
insane, isn't it?
Good to be young.
What's your favorite beverage, drink? What do you like?
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, as he has Gatorades here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about?
Miller Lite.
Bush Light
There you go.
out of a BGL koozie.
Promote VGL. That would be a good sponsor for us too, and for you guys. Let's see here. If you won the lottery, if your dad was loaded and had all kinds of money, what's something that you would want? Is there do you have a dream car? Do you have a 410? I mean, what would be a dream thing for you to get?
A 1969 Dodge Charger.
Oh, there you go. He knew exactly what he wanted. What about you guys?
I'll do a 70 Pontiac GTO.
A car?
Anything.
Anything? I just want a really nice place on the lake to where I can retire and call it good from there.
Absolutely. Yeah. My brothers have a house lake up at East Battle Lake, and I just love going up there. And, we
better.
had a place in Spirit Lake for, I don't even know what it was, end up being with my brother Daryl and my nephew Todd. And I think we had it for a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And my kids were in basketball, everything during the summer, and we never went, But Spirit Lake is so busy.
Mm-hmm.
East Battle Lake, there's maybe 6 boats total on the lake when we're up there. It's like, this is insane.
I grew up on the lake, growing up, right outside Algona,
Really?
and best childhood memories of all.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
there's always something to do.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thanks a ton. Was there anything that we forgot to talk about? Are we pretty good?
Kasey?
I think we're good.
We're good? All
Yeah,
right.
I'd just say, follow the 9K racing page on Facebook. We'll do as good as we can with, heat races or, main events and a follow-up, and we're going to try and get a little better at that,
Yep.
informing, the followers what we're doing. And, yeah. If,
Absolutely. And
for some
sponsors.
for some reason you'd like to help our program out, we'd love to have you. Just give us a call or get a hold of us somehow. And, yeah, we're going to go have fun this year.
All right. Sounds great.
The only thing I'd like to say is thanks, bud.
You bet.
Give us an opportunity.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool for this little man. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's Lester, Inwood, real close. So
Yeah. West Lyon, like I said, I had this guy in PE all the way through, and it's good to see him, kind of shoot up and take control of things here a little bit. So
That's
that's
good.
always good to see. So,
So
yeah,
I
it's
tell
kind
him,
of crazy
he's
how
gotta
our
keep hitting that weight room so we don't get arm pumped when we run them 50 lappers.
well, and Caleb Johnson was just here last week, and he said this whole off season he's been working hard with the trainer.
oh, yeah.
But mainly, he said arms, but to be honest, he said mainly neck.
Yeah.
He said he's found that the end of the races, he's letting his head just rest instead of being able to
they don't wear a
hold it. They do, but he said there's so many G-forces,
yeah.
he wants to be able to not rely on those.
Right,
he
right.
wants,
I want to fall out of the seat.
So,
Yeah.
so he said he's been, so the weight room is huge.
Yep.
Right? So, but yeah, thanks a ton, guys. Really appreciate it. And best of luck this year, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Stop this one. And I got to go stop the Facebook Live.
Jesus, go like this.